Welcome back to another reading and correcting with me, Kinder, the Tiger Writes, and Ty, the Tiger Supervisor. These are where I read a chapter from one of my stories and correct it as I go. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch and YouTube. And if you are looking to support me, that is on my Patreon. Today I am doing chapter 68 of The World Witches. I nearly walk into Ellen, opening the door to leave the club. "You're back," she says, surprised. "I was going to ask Malcolm how to track you down." Silver is a few steps away. "Is something wrong?" "I'm skilled at finding people," Harry says behind me. "He charges for his services in sex," I say before I can stop myself. "Sorry," Ellen tells him dismissively. "I'm not into fur. Silver got jumped, so I'm thinking it's time we got out of this city." Cursor. "I'm fine," Silver says, sounding exasperated. Looking at her, she looks like she's been in a fight. Her clothing look fine, but she'd have equipped her armor as soon as it started. She has a bruise on a cheek, and she seems to favor her left arm. I glance at the party window and realize I missed a few things. This is where I do. The big one is that Brandon is no longer part of the party. The second, somehow, I'm the leader now. And third, Silver. Oh, and I know what my co-scriptor says. Okay, it meant okay. And third, Silver's health is down by a quarter. Not that I could have done anything about any of it, but the only reason I missed all these things happening was because I was paying attention. I wasn't paying attention like I should have. Instead, all my attention was on the books. Was it because of me? I asked, anger rising. They would have seen us together before Malcolm made sure they all scattered. Her shrug is answer enough. They tried to get to her to get to me. Take a few breaths before the anger is It takes a few breaths before the anger is manageable. I can afford to lose my head in this city. We're going to get Brandon. Then we're leaving. You know where he is? Silver asked. No, but that's where he comes in. I thumb Harry over my shoulder. Ellen raises an eyebrow. You pay this price? Malcolm agreed to pay in his stead. Harry says before I can figure out how to answer her. I didn't think that was something he did, she says. It turns out he likes Dennis, Harry replies. Where do we start? I ask, before this turns into a discussion about my likability. First, add me to your party. If you don't have one, form it. If you don't have one formed, do it. The last thing we want is to lose contact with each other, the bear says. Then we're heading to the East Market. If there's anything to be learned, that's where we're going to find it. I add him, and we get moving. We walk mostly in silence. The only time he speaks is to tell us we're going around a forested zone because we don't want to deal with what's in there. Silver tries to get him to elaborate, but he shuts her down with a, "I'm not being paid to be a touristic guide." Unlike when he made me the offer to help, the tone makes it clear this isn't something he wants to be paid for. Forest has housing next to it the entire time we see the entire time we can see it. Leave it to Detroit to let people live next to a place that's clearly dangerous, and I don't even feel bad for thinking that. When we leave the forest behind, it's to continue among the houses and taller buildings. Harry keeps us on the wider road, and the number of smaller ones reminds me of the neighborhood in Toronto where the Explorers Club is located. I definitely don't want to get in those. Then, we're standing in front of a field with booths stabled and just people hawking stuff between them. It's maybe 3 blocks deep and 5 wide, all surrounded by buildings. It's like a merchant forest in how it reminds me of the actual one we passed. I expect it's just as dangerous. Welcome to the East Market, Harry announces. I hope you have money because everything's available, but nothing's free, especially not information. The people I know will give you a better rate, and I won't lie to you won't lie to you while I'm there, but they are going to expect payment, money. That's the only currency officially accepted here. And unofficially, Ellen asks, you do not want to know. He starts in. Stick with me. Don't speak to stranger, and for the system's sake, don't accept anything that's offered to you. I'm here to help you find Brandy, not protect you from your own stupidity. Ellen looks at me. What? I'm not stupid enough just to accept food or drink from strangers. Not after the library, anyway. The first merchant Harry stops at sells earthenwares. The conversation is cordial in a way that seems alien to the Detroit I've experienced at this point. For $10, he tells us he doesn't know anything. Ellen starts making a fuss about paying for nothing, but Harry tells her to wait for them outside if she doesn't like how business is conducted. She glares but stays with us, and Harry takes us to another stall. I'm down $250 and still no idea where Brandon is. $10 seems to be the going rate to be told they don't know anything, and after the fifth time I'm tempted to just walk off and when they ask for it, but Harry's there to make sure we behave ourselves, which means not pissing off his contacts. You deal with this. I tell Silver opening a trade for $500. I can't anymore. She accepts it, and I stay at the back as we move, looking around for threats and seeing them everywhere without even trying, and I'm not imagining them. People stand between stalls, watching everyone greedily. I even watch as one steps behind a shopper and places a knife to her back. Ellen grabs my arm before I can go help her and doesn't release it until it's too fucking late. Doesn't help that I know she's right to have stopped me. Even if that's not to target me, I'd be an idiot to go after them and end up system knows where, surrounded by people more than happy to cut me down. I fucking hate this place. When Silver and Harry are talking to a merchant, I look at what the stall surrounding us offers. One look at my expression makes it clear I'm not shopping, and if that's not enough, my tone, when I almost tell them to go fuck themselves and settle for no thanks, clarifies things. How fucking hard is it to find out where Brandon has gone to? It's not like he's hard to miss. Hey, someone whispers forcefully for a third time, pulling my attention from whatever's on display. The woman's between two tents and moves back when I glance our way. Oh, sure, like I'm going to follow you away from the others. Silver looks tired. As she talks with yet another merchant, Ellen looks about to set something on fire. I've lost track of how long we've been at this, but the sun is now approaching the skyline. Hey, she whispers again and motions for me to follow as she retreats. Really? She returns to the edge of the tent, looks around furtively, and when she motions this time, she stands still. She's dressed normally enough for the area and doesn't look armed, but I know better than to take that to mean anything. She motions again, and this time I approach, stopping when I'm still well out of reach. I have something for you, she whispers. Fuck this. I turn to leave. You're looking for Brandon? I stop and face her again. What do you want with him? What do you want with him? She asks. She backs in the shadow as someone passes behind me, and I split my attention between them until the man moves on, and only then do I remember to look at my inventory, but nothing's missing. She's back. What do you want with Brandon? He's my friend. Tension leaves her. Thank the system. I was scared you were after him too. I know where he is. He's hurt and don't. She hisses as I turn to call to the others. You can't trust the bear. What are you talking about? He's helping us find Brandon. Is he? I've been watching you for a while. Other than getting you to give money to people he knows, what has he actually done to help? He guided us here. He said we can find out anything here. So why hasn't he led you to someone who knows something already? I've seen him before with people like you. When they're out of money, he takes them out and no one ever sees them again. You're wrong. She has to be. There's no way Malcolm would have let someone like that guide us. But does he know? I can't I can't, it can't be just explorers. Harry offers to help. And if Malcolm knows and asks, Malcolm asks, he just says they left once they got what they were after. It's what I'm planning on doing. Did I tell him that? Even if I didn't, he knows we're only here until we find what we need. So Harry telling him we left is credible. He can't know me so well to know I'm not leaving without first thanking him for the help. Look, I'm just telling you what I know. The bear bleeds people for their money, then just bleeds them. I don't want to risk Brenda's life. Okay? I don't I don't tell him. Just let me get I can't get Silver and Ellen without making Harry suspicious. I opened the party chat to see his name there. Fuck. Is that why you told me to add him? So we wouldn't be able to tell each other our suspicions without him knowing? I can't even remove him because that's because he has to be alert for that, unlike me. Look, Brendan's hurt bad, and I don't have anything to heal him. I glance at the others, but I'm on my own with this. Lead the way. She hurries around tents and stalls. How do you know him? I ask as I follow. I don't. I came stumbling out of an alley. He came stumbling out of an alley, all cut up and bruised. Said people were after him, that he had to get to someone named Dennis. Then he crumbled. I dragged him deeper. Then someone came running by. Nasty looking people. He isn't healing as well as I think he should for how tough he looks. He might have been poisoned. I was trying to find someone here who'd sell me an antidote for cheap when I heard your group asking after Brendan. Then, well, once you were far enough from them, I could get your attention without the bear noticing. We exit the alley. We exit the market and enter an alley. Three turns later, I can see a form on the ground, partially covered by a dirty blanket or something. Brandon! I pull ahead of her. I can't see him breathing. It's the distance. It's gotta be. Brandon! I drop next to him, pull the blanket off, and I can't make sense of what I'm looking at. Junk. Piled together into something that doesn't even remotely look like someone. I look over my shoulder to ask her what's going on, and I get my answer by the three guys stepping out of the closest alley. This was a setup. This was a fucking setup, and I fucking fell for it. I tell myself she must have magic or something. There are races that can charm people. She has to be one of them. But I know better. She told me what I wanted to hear, and, like the idiot that I am, I bought it. Silver. Dennis? Where are you? I stared the message in the team chat. I almost answer, not that I can tell her where I am. It's not like I was smart enough to pay attention to where she led me. I dismissed the window, set it not to reappear as I stand. I don't want them to come save me. I got myself into this. I'm going to fucking get myself out of it. Or not. But I'm going to make them pay for this. I make fist. Okay, let's do this. They exchange an amused look. They're in their early 20s at most, definitely strength-based build, which means I probably look like a weakling to them. Come on, you're after the fucking journal, right? Well, you can be fucking sure I'm not handing it over, so you're going to have to beat me unconscious and have someone pick my inventory for it. You want him? The toughest of the three asks the one on his right. The guy grins and rubs his hand together, stepping toward me. Won't take me long. I rush him. I'm not fucking waiting for this to start. He gets over his surprise and swings, but I step out of the way. I miss my punch, but I'm not surprised. I'm being an idiot for trying this unarmed, but I don't care. I'm barely adequate with my fist. I should equip my sword and cut him down. I stop to turn and his fist connects with my face. It stings, but I ignore it. I punch him and he grabs my arm. I fly over him, land on my face first, and land face first on the ground. That hurts too, but I roll and kick him. My foot lands in his stomach and he staggers back. I'm up and on him. I land two punch before he can hit me back. On his side, one in his side, and one that breaks his nose and has it spill blood on his face. His punch snapped my head to the side hard. I'm the one who staggers this time. I can taste blood and I grin at him. Not the reaction he wanted. Well, sucks to be you. I'm not cowering my way out of this. It's what I deserve for being an idiot again. I meet him halfway and put an arm around his neck to keep him from moving away as I punch him in the stomach as hard as I can. He hits me back, but my armor, as well as my toughness and ability, means I barely feel it. He doesn't feel my punch all that much from what I can tell, so I change tactic and knee him in the balls. He drop, and I'm on him, striking him in the face until he isn't moving anymore. That's one, I snarl as I stand. Who's next? The leader sends the other one to me. At me, and this fight goes more or less the same. I take a beating until I land my knee in his crotch and he goes down. Going to send the girl next? The girl at me next? The leader steps forward as the person who led me here backs away. Oh, no you don't. I run as hard as I can, and at the last moment, I put my hand on the wall and run up it, over the guy, and throw myself at the girl. We crash down. I pull her up as I stand, only to shove her the way we came. Stay the fuck there. We aren't done. The leader looks at me, at her, and a knife is in his hand. That's how you want to do this? I ask, equip my sword. That's not fair, he complains. Come at me and see if I fucking care. I block the way out, so it's not like he has a choice. Knife against sword, no contest. When he goes down from the pummel in his face, he's covered in cuts and one puncture through the bicep. I send my sword to my inventory and turn the girl to the girl. About this talk you owe me. I grin as I approach, and she looks terrified. Good. I grab her by the collar and pull her to her feet. Where is he? I don't know. I punch her in the face. Don't fucking lie to me. Where's Brendan? I don't know. Another punch. I get close and she recoils. You're going to tell me, or I swear to the system, there isn't going to be anything left of you for these guys to help when they wake up. I don't know. I was following you, she yells as I raise my fist. I heard you say the name. The bear said yours. I just made things up. Figured whoever you were looking for could be hurt. I don't believe you. Hit. You knew too much. Hit. You fucking use the fact I care. Hit. What's wrong with you fucking people? Hit. I fly back and hit the wall hard enough I see stars. Dennis, stop it, Ellen yells. The glow around her hands matches the one surrounding me. Harry kneels next to the sprawled girl. She's alive, he says, sounding relieved. Let me down and I'm going to take care of that, I snarl. I touch the ground, but Silver's in front of me before the glow's completely gone. What happened? She asked. Why weren't you replying? She said she could take me to Brandon. And you believed her? Harry demands. Oh, shut up! I'm in front of him. Shut the fuck up! You aren't any better than them. All you've been doing is taking our money and leading us around to nothing. So you fucking don't get to talk about me actually trying to find my friend. You got that? A hand on my shoulder makes me jump and turn, fist in the air. Fists, plural. Silver looks at me. It's okay, she says gently. We know where he is. One of Harry's contact knew people who it's not important. We know where Brandon is. We can go help him. You know? Behind her, one of the guy I beat up groans. His face is a bloody mess. I look at the girl and she's in worse condition. Then Silver's supporting me. I want to go home, I whisper in her shoulder, crying. And that concludes chapter 68 of The World Which Is. If you are enjoying this, please leave a like. If you want to know when the next chapter is going to be up, subscribe, hit the bell. If you want to read this story, it is available for free on Royal Road. If you want to read ahead of that, as well as support me in the process, we are about 10 chapters ahead on my Patreon. If you want to listen to these live, it's every Tuesday morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time on Twitch. Links are in the notes, and with that, I shall wish you a good day.